Hi everyone! Oh, it's windy. Just trying to shield the wind. Today we are off to Oxford to do a Nico Riding Club equitation, working equitation clinic. Not really sure what it is, never done one before, but I'm taking Nico. We've had a little bit of a, not a hiccup, but it's a bit of an inconvenience because we had a storm last night and it was truly horrible. 60-mile-an-hour winds, something like, I don't know, I haven't checked today, but it was 15 mils of rain last night. So I had to change their routine and bring them in. So normally I bring them in during the day and turn out at night. So I've come up really early and thought, oh, I'll ride Ellie before I go. Then they can have some turnout, stretch their legs a bit, and then we can go. But lost my tack room key. So I've actually not been able to do anything other than my stable chores. And I've turned Nico out and he was quite clean. Didn't bother brushing him because obviously I knew the inevitable would happen. And now he is, well, one side looks quite clean and the other side is a beautiful shade of mud. Isn't it? Clean side. Oh, you can see the difference. Ellie is just as bad. Anyway, I'm gonna poo pick. Hope that mother comes up with the key so that I can actually get my stuff out. I have got most of my stuff, but I need the vital thing like his halter and everything else I've got. So that's annoying. But anyway, Mum is going to help us. Don't really need help with Nico, actually, he's quite a good boy. Yeah, you can see the muddy side. And she wanted to come and watch, so yeah. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully I get there and I get my halter out in time. Anyway, I'm sure you, if you're watching this, I must have warmed up. So we arrived at Knightswood, where the working equitation was, with Cassy Gadsby, put on by Newquay Riding Club. Nico has been to Knightswood before to do an in-hand show, but he did act like he'd never been there before, looking at the mirrors, checking himself out. Obviously he knows how handsome he is. So we just walked around for a bit at the beginning just to kind of desensitize them to the arena. There were 3 other horses that were in our group, but Nico was the youngest one. So our first exercise was to do a sort of pole bending exercise. And for Nico, she said to push his head away from me when we were going in the other direction. So like when he's going to go away from me, I have to push him in the head because that will encourage him to move his hindquarters around. I think Nico's main aim was to eat the plastic ivy that was on the bamboo canes, which he did sadly achieve at the end, so I did go grovelling.
We'll just keep coming and then they'll get a bit of an idea.
The next thing that we did was to practice going over this bridge, which I thought he might leap over, but he was pretty sensible over it, had a bit of a sniff, and just walked over it fine. This would be a great exercise, I think, if your horse didn't load very well. Then this next exercise with the barrels, and there is a bull, which you might have seen if you watched the bit before. Nico freaked out, but he very quickly kind of came to terms with it. But this exercise you do with a pole, and you can't really see it, but on top of the bull there's a ring. So you get the pole out of the barrel, get the ring on the pole, and then put the pole with the ring in this final barrel when you're riding. So a bit too advanced for us at this stage. And as you can see, he got so confident with the bull, he then started to play with the ring on top of the bull, getting it in his mouth, throwing it on the floor. A good little desensitization exercise. I think I might have to go and buy him some dog toys. So the next exercise we're going to do, you go in and around some flower pots. So the idea of this is when you're doing it ridden, you would do it as sort of like a canter pirouette, I think she said. So our goal was to just go in one way and then come out and then turn around and go the other way. But you're trying to get sort of as close as you can, because if you imagine if you're doing it in a canter pirouette, it would be quite challenging. But for Nico, he'd never actually seen like the dressage markers, so that in itself was really good education for him. So then we had a bit of a play around over all the sort of obstacles on the course. And then the last bit that we did was my favourite actually, just because it was so endearing. So the idea of this is that you walk into this sort of obstacle and you square halt underneath the bell. You're supposed to ring the bell, not the horse, but I thought it was so cute that Nico rang it, and he literally rang it every time we went in. So love that. So anyway, the idea is you go in, you stand a square halt, you ring the bell, and even if your horse rings it, you still have to ring it. And then you have to rein back with diagonal pairs all the way back so that you are basically clear of the poles, because apparently in working equitation you would lose points if you didn't fully clear it. So yeah, this was my favourite exercise. He did it quite well, to be fair. Hopefully all his showing has given him the square halt, although when I do it in showing he never does the square halt. But yeah, just so cute with him ringing the bell, so I'm thinking about getting him a little bell that he can ring at home.
It's really interesting. Okay, let's have a go with you. Down you come. You might be getting a bell at home. Straighten him up again. That's it. And then pair it. Good. Well done. Good job. Try and make it a little bit straighter on that last one so that he doesn't swing round and catch his foot. Because if you knock that, then you could knock him off.
So that was pretty much it. We had another play around everything at the end, and then kind of cut it sort of 5-10 minutes short because he'd been so good. Figured end it on that good note. It's been a couple of months since he's been out and done something. So yeah, he was very, very well behaved. I was really pleased with him, bless him. He's a good lad. So I hope you enjoyed watching our introduction to in-hand working equitation. It was certainly something new for us. If you enjoyed it, hit like, follow and subscribe. Over and out for now. Cheers guys. Good boy.